Holy F. We have a problem. And it's a really big problem because Tech's $15 trillion rally is going to have their weakest earnings going back to the first quarter. Uh-oh. Are we going to be up for a bad week? All right, stop the show. That's it. No. Again, that's not it for today's show. But with stocks a little bit mixed and with basically every company expecting to beat this week, again, SoFi, beat, AT&T, GM, like basically every company is going to beat except for Chubb this week. Every other company, these are all beats. So as the market is here at 49, it could get pushed one way or the other. Microsoft, IBM, Now, UPS, MasterCard, Caterpillar, Apple, all these companies are expected to beat. Even stinky Intel is going to come in line. Those are the whisper numbers. So could the market go into greed or fear? That's really important because have a look here. The market has a lot of things which could catch it by surprise. There's some nasty shocks. Look at this one here. Colombia, you fired. Why? 25% tariffs. Maybe 50% in a week. Oh, my goodness. You better not, better kiss the ring. Yep, that's exactly what you got to do. And we're going to find out whether Jerome was going to say, you know what, not my department, or if he's going to say, all right, time to pucker up. Because this Wednesday we have the FOMC decision. So with earnings, like we have a huge day on Wednesday. Look at that. Oh my God. Tesla, Meta, Microsoft. So we have all these things sandwiched in and have it all summarized here for you in a card. Let me see if I can pull that up together for you here. 1 second. All right. And we're also going to talk about this. This is what's really important. You want to avoid regret because the charts right now are set up for a massive move. And yes, the title is red because honestly, that's what people like to click on. But I'm voting for the green team. I want mega big up to continue. All right. What was I looking at here? I was looking for, I lost my train of thought. So, all right, let's go back in time. All right. Mega big crash, $15 trillion rally. Powell's going to have to pucker up. All right. We got earnings this week. All right. Here we go. I remember what it was. Here we go. Monthly levels. All right. Sometimes I'm more prepared than others. Here we go. We'll go through those after. Here's the really busy day. It's the 29th because at 2 o'clock, we have the Fed rate decision. 2:30, we got Jerome Powell talking until 3:30. And then at 4 o'clock, we got Tesla, Microsoft, Meta. And then the next day, we got Apple. And then on Friday, we close out PCE. So when I say, oh my God, stock market crash, here's what I think might happen. I think we might crash land on strong support, which is what? The 50 MA right here. So if we extrapolate, again, a potential move, potentially coming back down to support, right? That's what I think this week could look like. So if we were to backtest and hit this area, this is what I'd look for on the S&P 500. Your time is valuable, so let's just give you the goods. If we were to backtest roughly the key relative high, that would be here at roughly 600. If we do that, the question is, do we bounce into the end of the week? I just told you there's a huge amount of news. I honestly don't know how all this stuff is going to shake out. Look, we got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then we close out the weekly and monthly candles. So this will be particularly important because the daily chart says that this is the first day we've looked weak going back year two, the last gap up. So I don't think we're going to gap up today, but hey, I've been wrong before. As we move lower, we want to see where we find support and if we get a bounce to close the week out, ideally back above 611, which will get us here to number 4, and then on the monthly chart that would close out with a bullish engulfing monthly candle. What does that mean? Record close. We're at the all-time high. Charts have literally never been more bullish. So that's a pretty good setup for this week. All right, I'm going to ask you for a huge favor before we go further. If you could please consider smashing that thumbs up or subscribing to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. So part of what I want to think about is where we're going to be going into Wednesday versus where we are into Thursday and Friday. So think about this. As we go into Wednesday close, we're likely going to be hyper focused on Jerome Powell. We could have a really big move up or down. I think it might be down. So let's put this into perspective. Let's pop over here to the one-day chart and think about this. Okay, we're looking for a crash landing at support at 600. If that was to happen, it's going to be maybe roughly the 50 MA. Come down to here, boop. Could happen in 1 day, could happen in, I don't know, 2 days, could happen longer, shorter, I don't know. But I think if the market has an excuse to go lower, that might be it. So let's think about this. If we were to crash, say into Wednesday, And we're like, oh my God, like big tech is like good companies are the best in the world. Yes. That means if we were to slide into Wednesday or crash into support and then bounce, that would get me really bullish. If, again, we go to number 4, which means we rally back and close at the high of the week, that would be another record close for the S&P. Have a look here. Record close 607.81. What did we close at? 607.97. Record close. Look at the NASDAQ though. Record close did not happen here. Close at 52963. Record close over here at 530 point. What is it? 530.53. So within 90 cents. Hey, that's still like really, really close. All right. So as we close out weekly and monthly candles for both QQQ and for the S&P, that's what's really important here. Look, it's an engulfing candle. By closing at or near the high of a candle, we know that usually means there's upside pressure. Look, high, 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 hollow, 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 stair step higher. And the pattern we've been looking at, again, I could be totally wrong. I don't know. But when I look here, I'm like, well, that's like a back-to-back engulfing candle. Talked about it last week. As long as we keep going up, where could we go? Up more. What? Maybe how up? Maybe mega big up. Look at this move right here, right? 382, 600. Wow, that's like a mega move. Yeah, that is a mega move. All right. Looking at a few more quick things. What's really uncertain here is just that the bar's been raised, but companies are still likely going to do fairly good, right? Magnificent 7 profit growth is slowing. So I want to know whether or not the story they tell us is really going to come to fruition here, because when we jump down to the bottom, where is this here? Zuckerberg says he's going to spend $65 billion on AI. Oh my God. So he's better have some kind of story to tell us, right? This guy's suddenly a stud. He's all masculine, right? He's going to fire people. Cool. Nice little camera right there. That looks a lot more slick. I might even buy one of those. I like Ray-Ban. All right. So if we think about the setup into here, what you're going to have to do is subscribe to the channel, because you're going to have to come back and see all the videos into Friday. If you like the content I've shared so far, I would encourage you to just subscribe, because I'm not sure where we're going to go. My base case is that I don't want to tune into the noise for this week, because I did not know Colombia was even on the map. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know. What I really care about here is something that took me a really long time to learn. We can see all these really important data points here. We can see the multiple stars, which means they're implied volatility, which means they're all high. All we can really look at now is, what does Jerome tell us, right? Again, the news, but more importantly, what is the reaction to the news? Because look at those things right there on the screen. I don't want to say them. The YouTube gods are going to strike me down. But look, this is not good. This is what Trump is inheriting. And this guy is not exactly known for doing like fantastic things with his company. He's actually known for working back losses. So as everything kind of sets up the potential recipe for this time's not different, everyone's like, oh, well, this time's different. And maybe it is. I'm even saying the same thing too. I have all these theories that I'll keep you up to date with as we go further here. But to make it really simple, this is the longest pause we've had. From July of 2007 to July of 2008, that's the grayed out area. That's a big recession. That followed this 12-month pause here, right? Pause, boom, the big one. That's a big one. That's the biggest recession we've had. How long did we pause for here? August of 2003 to August of 2004. What, really? Yes, and this is at a higher area than here. This is 5.3. I think this is 5.0. It's higher. So high, lower, high, lower, high, lower, high, lower, high, lower, high. High, higher, high. So wherever we stage the next low, if it's like 1995, which I've been pointing out, it's going to be hard to know. In hindsight, we'll know. All right, this is confusing you, so I'm just gonna push forward here, because to make it really simple, here's what we care about. S&P over 610, good. S&P under 610, yellow light, foot off the gas. All right, under 466, bad, red light. What do you do at a red light? You stop. Until then, just be mindful of these areas, because the closer we get to resistance without actually being above it, it just means we're really close to resistance. These candles are bullish. If you remember, we were looking at a simple pattern going into 2025. Where are we here? Where is it here? Working theory. Theory and template. What I said was we might get up to a 1 to 3% dip to start the year off. And then as long as we get above, I was looking for as low as 568. What did we hit? 575. Okay, close enough. That's close enough for me. Then we melt higher. Need to make a new all-time high over 610. Is that done? Check, check, check. Sorry, Bears, suck it. We got to 1, 2, and now we're melting higher. That's all we're looking for. Weekly higher lows, weekly higher highs, monthly higher lows, monthly higher highs. We went through these and teased them out, and I'll update you as needed as we go through. All right, that's it for today's video. I look forward to seeing you. Thanks so much.